Put up Adam Peter Elliston and John Michael Elliston. Is your name Adam Peter Elliston?
Yes, it is.
Is your name John Michael Elliston?
Yes, it is.
You are both charged in an indictment containing one count of conspiracy to defraud. The particulars being that you did conspire together and with Duncan Dawson to defraud such beneficiaries of a fund known as the Dawson Settlement Trust by dishonestly, 1, selling property known as Sheepham Terrace to the said Duncan Dawson at an undervalue, knowingly, and 2, receiving from the said Duncan Dawson the sum of £50,000 for your benefit. How say you, Adam Peter Elliston, are you guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
And you, John Michael Elliston?
Not guilty.
May it please Your Honour, I appear in this case for the prosecution, and my learned friend, Miss Bryant, represents the defendants. Members of the jury, you've heard the charge made against the defendants, and it's now my task to explain what the prosecution will seek to prove in support of that charge. If I may simplify to some extent, the law says that those people who have charge of a trust for another party at the request of a third party shall be duty-bound and bound by law not to deal in that trust nor elements of it to their own personal gain.
Excellent, Mr. Lansdowne. Members of the jury, I will, of course, be detailing the law to you later. But my thanks, Mr. Lansdowne.
Your Honour. Now, conspiracy to defraud, I should tell you, is an agreement between two or more persons to carry out a course of conduct which is dishonest and the effect of which is likely to be to cause loss to another. Now, in May last year, Susan Dawson, now Mrs. Susan Palmer, was married and so came into her inheritance. By the end of that month, she had discovered that a property, a terrace of houses, in fact, had been sold, and that the monies received from that sale were not what they should have been. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendants conspired with another and made off with the difference between what is shown in the trust fund as the sale price agreed and the actual sum received for that sale. Should that be proved to your satisfaction, then the defendants are guilty of defrauding the William Dawson Trust as charged. I shall now call the evidence before you. I call Duncan Dawson. Your name is Duncan Dawson, and you live at 45 The Lawns, Fulchester.
Yes, I do.
Are you related to William Dawson?
I was, yes, his son. He is dead.
And is Mrs. Susan Palmer your niece?
Yes, she is.
Before we come to the business of the trust fund, perhaps we should clear up your particular concern in the matter.
I have admitted my part in the conspiracy to defraud the trust fund. I have admitted that with the Ellistons, we did defraud the fund and thus my niece. I'm sorry, sir.
Take your time, Mr. Dawson.
I'm obliged, Your Honour. Mr. Dawson, will you tell me why you've admitted your guilt and chosen to offer evidence in this case?
It's been on my conscience. I mean, to cheat my niece like that. It's been on my mind since the offer was made to me, since I agreed to buy the property. I just want justice to be done.
When was the fund set up by your father?
On the day my niece was born, October the 5th, 1960.
You seem very sure of the date.
Well, my father was, well, very pleased about her. She was his first grandchild. He was very pleased.
Did you ever know the contents of the fund?
No, not in detail.
Would you say your father was a rich man, Mr. Dawson?
Comfortable, I suppose. It depends what you mean by rich.
Well, he had considerable properties.
At one time, yes.
And subsequently?
Not subsequently, no. There were problems, difficulties. He was forced to sell some of them.
So, you knew the fund was set up?
Yes.
But you had no knowledge of what was in it?
I had no idea.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Dawson?
I deal in various commodities.
Yes, in 1974 to 5.
I was in the property market.
What, buying and selling property, land, buildings and so on?
Yes.
Successfully?
Yes, very. Well, it was the boom, if you remember. Well, to be more accurate, 74, 75, the boom was coming to an end, I suppose. Some people were getting burned.
Were you?
No, not me.
Why not, Mr. Dawson?
Lucky, I suppose. Some skill and a little bit of help from my friends.
Now, is it true that in September 1974 you were looking for capital to finance a particular investment?
Well, I had 3 or 4 deals going at that time. 2 quite large, 1 not so big, and another, well, I suppose the other, was stuck. That's when Elliston came along.
Elliston?
Adam Elliston.
Had you known the defendants long?
Man and boy, you could say. Now, Ellistons have been the Dawson family solicitors since grandfather's day. They've always advised, always done our legal work. Now, I've known John Elliston all my life. And latterly, Adam, his son, since I was at school.
John Elliston?
Well, father used to take us with him during the school holidays, showed us off. My brother, anyway. Yes, he used to enjoy taking us in to see John Elliston. Always turn to John if you need help or advice, he used to say.
And Adam Elliston?
He went to the same school. A few years behind me, of course. Yes, we met at old boys' do's, that sort of thing. Not closely connected until... Well, we just used to meet socially from time to time.
A casual relationship?
Yes, I suppose so.
I'll have to take you back now to September 1974.
Well, I was a bit stretched then, but I had a great opportunity to make a killing.
A killing?
No, Your Honor, I think he means to make a coup, you know, make a great deal of money.
I see. I wish you'd say so. Yes, Mr. Lansdowne.
Could you tell us what that opportunity was, Mr. Dawson?
Could I explain how it works, Your Honor? The sort of deals I was doing. That way it'll be clearer, maybe.
We'd all be very much happier if you would, Mr. Dawson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, at that time, the property market was very exciting. Fortunes were being made overnight, and lost too, I suppose. Now, make no mistake, you had to have a care, but if you knew what you were doing and your finance was right, you could make a pile. Well, I'd had some luck. I knew some people in the business, and we used to do deals on a sort of word-of-mouth basis.
Word of mouth?
Trust, you could say, Your Honor. Well, I had, at that time, 2 parcels of land near Shepham Terrace, and the third was on offer. Now, it meant I only had to get the other part, and I could sell off the whole lot for development, lock, stock, and barrel, and make a killing. It was easy. I mean, the access roads were there already. The property needed some doing up, of course, but it was basically sound. It was upmarket, terrace dwelling. You'll know the sort of thing, Your Honor. Bow front windows, a little bit of bottle glass, straight through kitchen, living area, diner. You and I might not like it, but the rising young executive with cash to spend did. It was easy. And the thing was, I didn't own Shepham Terrace, so no deal. And that was when Adam Elliston came up with the suggestion.
When was this?
September 74. I was in the Harwood Hotel with the client, business dinner. Adam was with his father in the bar. Adam suggested that we meet. He said he'd heard that I was interested in buying some property. He knew how to get his hands on it. We met the next day at my offices.
He approached you?
Yes.
In September 1974, in an hotel?
Yes. He said he understood I needed Shepham Terrace to complete my set. That's a sort of term for monopoly, Your Honor.
I'm well aware of what completing a set means, Mr. Dawson.
Sir?
He understood that you needed the terrace of houses?
Yes. He said he could arrange things. He even mentioned a price. 20,000 per unit.
Wait, Mr. Dawson. A unit?
House, Your Honor. There were 9 houses in the terrace, you see, sir.
Thank you. Go on.
£175,000 the lot. He wanted to know if I could raise that.
Could you?
Of course I could. The banks fell over themselves to lend money on property in those days.
So you told him you could raise the money?
I asked a few questions first.
Well, what questions?
How he knew I wanted the property.
How did he know?
He said he'd been watching the property market for some time, particularly in that area of town. He said he had a particular interest, you see.
What particular interest?
He and his father had access to Shepham Terrace. They could deal in it.
You knew it was a trust property at this time?
No, of course I didn't. No, he assured me that for the price quoted, I could have the property. I was delighted. It meant I could offload the whole lot for over $1 million. I'd make a large profit even on the terrace at that price.
Was it underpriced?
Yes, considerably.
So you were offered the property. What was your next move?
I raised the finance. I put the wheels in motion. It was only when I was well in I realized that Adam Elliston and his father were, in fact, dealing in a trust property. I thought it was just an astute deal on their part.
You were led to believe it was.
My learned friend is leading, Your Honor.
Have a care, Mr. Lansdowne.
As Your Honor pleases. Was the property available for sale, Mr. Dawson?
I was led to believe it was.
And had that caused you to do anything positive?
I'd mortgaged some other property as surety for the loan. They said they wanted cash. It wasn't that unusual at that time.
£175,000 in cash.
50 in cash, Your Honor, 125,000 on bank drafts and so on.
You had mortgaged some property. What else?
I'd made some promises to other people involved. I was up to my neck by that time. You had to make decisions quickly then, or deals went cold.
Mm-hmm. Well, go on, Mr. Dawson.
We had a meeting.
We?
Adam, his father, and me. Their request. A meeting out of town, just the three of us. There they made two things clear. There were strings attached.
Strings?
Look, I had to go along with them. I was involved in other interlocking deals by now.
What strings?
Look, I don't want... Well, I have known them a long time. Well, it's hardly fair, is it? I've told you they were involved. Now, can't we leave it at that?
What strings, Mr. Dawson?
Well, Mr. Dawson, the court is waiting.
All conveyancing work was to go through Adam Elliston's firm. That was worth a few pounds then. Adam had also been a director of one of my firms since May of that year. His remuneration from that did not show in any of his returns, and the cash part of the sale was not to show.
The cash part of the sale? What was to happen to the cash part of the sale, Mr. Dawson?
I don't know in detail. They wanted it left off the sale documents.
Was it left off?
Well, I paid $50,000 in cash eventually, and the sale price of the terrace is $125,000, not the $175 it started at.
Did you yet know that this was part of a family trust fund?
I didn't know, no.
When did they... I'm so sorry.
My father and I were not that close. He didn't talk business to me, never did. No, I didn't know about the property.
So when did they tell you it was part of a trust fund?
When I was utterly committed, I couldn't back out.
Did you want to?
You're talking about my niece's trust fund. Well, would anyone want to cheat his niece?
But you did cheat her.
To my shame, yes. I've admitted that already. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I was trapped, you see.
And you went ahead with it?
Well, I had people involved at other stages of the deal. Well, you know what it's like when you try to sell your house. It depends on the buyer selling his house, which depends on the buyer's buyer getting his deal through. It's a chain. Well, it was like that with the deal Elliston had got me into. I was stuck. I was trapped. I had to go ahead. I'm forced to. I'm sorry.
Who set up the deal in the first place, Mr. Dawson?
They did.
Who approached who first?
Adam Elliston approached me, I told you.
And who let you go ahead with the deal without giving you the full facts?
The Ellistons.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson.
Mr. Dawson, did you like your father?
Sorry?
I think you heard me. Did you like your father?
Yes.
And you were as delighted as he was at the birth of his granddaughter?
No, not as delighted as he was. I was pleased for my brother and his wife, but not as pleased as my father, though.
Why not?
Because...
Your Honor, I fail to see where this line of questioning is going to take us.
Then let us bide our time. Yes, Miss Bryant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, why not?
She was my brother's child. Nothing to do with me.
She was family, Mr. Dawson. Family.
Not mine.
Oh, I see. If something, someone is not yours, then it is of no interest or concern.
I never said that.
You said, Would anyone want to cheat his niece? You said that. Yet you admit to doing so. Do you have any children, Mr. Dawson?
No.
You married?
Twice.
How did you get on with your father after your first marriage?
Look, damn it, that is no part of your brief.
Dawson, you will not swear in my court. You will answer the questions. I will decide what is and is not relevant.
I'm sorry, sir.
Well,
He didn't approve. I was 20, she was, well, older than me. He forbade me to come to the house.
he turned you out. He cut you off, more or less.
Yes.
Did you feel any affection for your niece?
Well, I didn't blame her. Not for any of that. It wasn't her fault. I didn't think it was fair, though, her getting the trust fund and me getting... Well, anyway, that's what it was.
The property market, was it a useful business, do you think?
Useful?
Well, socially, economically, in any way?
Made some people a lot of money.
Was it useful?
For them, yes.
For you?
Sometimes, sometimes not.
Oh, like roulette, in a way.
Yes, it was damned exciting, you see. Well, you weren't dealing in large amounts. You had to hang in when all the reason in the world said dive out.
And you financed it all yourself?
You're joking. I'm talking about millions. Setting up deals in millions. I mean, a property here, land there, a building scheme in between, all that. No one could afford to finance themselves. The banks, insurance firms, pension schemes, a few very rich financial men, they all got into it.
And the prices?
Went up. Fact of life, isn't it? Property or desirable property got scarcer, up goes the values.
Values?
Okay, then prices. Look, I'm not ashamed of what I was in.
And what you did merely raised prices.
Yes.
It created a scarcity.
Yes.
For no good reason.
For very good reason, it made money.
Did it make you money?
Yes.
In 1974, at the end of September, tell the court about that.
I was completing the deal we've been talking about.
You paid bankers' drafts and orders to the tune of £125,000 for the terrace of houses.
Yes.
I put it to you that you were broke at the time.
Miss Bryant, do use proper English.
Oh, I am sorry, Your Honor. I put it to you that you had no money at the time.
On paper, I didn't have much. People trusted me. I had a reputation.
At that time, people were getting burnt. That is, they were being driven out of business. You have said as much. Yet you paid £125,000 for a terrace plus £50,000 in cash. Now, no bank would lend cash without security, and you had none. They'd lend drafts for the buildings. There was some security, but £50,000 for a man who was broke?
I had friends, acquaintances, help.
Of course. Mr. Dawson, could you describe what it was you bought for £125,000?
175,000. It's a property of workmen's cottages. 2 up, 2 down. Large gardens for some reason, usual amenities, very desirable properties.
Worth £175,000 in your opinion?
Yes. Well, the land, you see, was worth at least 4 times
In
that.
good condition
Yes, very sound.
and very sound and all empty?
Not at that time, no.
But that could be sorted out.
Yes.
How?
Oh. Just an offer made and off they'd pop, usual thing.
Not any other method, just offer them something they couldn't refuse and out they'd go from hearth and home?
Well, everybody has a price.
Perhaps. When did you buy up the properties around the terrace in question?
I'm not exactly sure. I suppose during that year.
When exactly?
All right, during that year.
During 1974, when the property boom was waning?
For some. Not for the more astute.
Yourself, for example?
Yes, I was lucky, I told you.
Did you have any assets at the time?
Assets?
Well, you were speculating on 4 properties, each requiring finances.
Yes, of course they did.
Your money?
Oh, no. Well, you never speculate with your own money. It's bad business.
Did you personally have any assets?
Well, I was stretched a bit, maybe. The market was volatile.
Did you have any assets, any cash?
I had backers.
Friends?
Backers.
And you personally? What assets did you have, Mr. Dawson? Well,
We are waiting, Mr. Dawson.
I was stretched, I admit it.
You were broke and desperate. Yet you bought up, offered deals on the properties around Sheepham Terrace. On what?
My word.
With no money, you guaranteed to buy and sell property you did not own?
Yes, I did own them eventually.
With a view to what?
Selling them.
But, Mr. Dawson, selling them for development was your business, and without the terrace, they weren't much use to you, were they?
No, but you see, that was the chance you took. Like you said, roulette.
I put it to you that you knew about the contents of the trust and that you intended to put pressure on the trustees.
How could I put pressure on the trustees?
You knew your father had owned Sheepham Terrace and you intended to get it back.
No.
I suggest you were not approached by Adam nor by John Elliston. You made the approach yourself. You needed that terrace or you'd go under.
Not true.
You were overstretched and you were in debt. And you had planned to extricate yourself by a financial coup that depended on your being able to sell Sheepham Terrace. You had to have that terrace.
I admit I was stretched. I had no idea that terrace was part of the trust fund.
Who are your backers, Mr. Dawson?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, you said you had backers. Well, who were they? Or more to the point, what were they?
Your Honour, I see no point in bringing other names into this case.
I will allow the question. Miss Bryant?
Your Honour? Well, Mr. Dawson?
Mr. Phillips and David Hawthorne.
And they were what, Mr. Dawson?
Mr. Phillips is an estate agent. David Hawthorne, I'm not sure. He had money.
And they were willing to put money into a piece of land and some buildings that were not in prime condition, a vast amount of money.
Yes, they saw the potential.
I'm sure they did. Mr. Phillips was an estate agent and Mr. Hawthorne had money. What else did they have, Mr. Dawson?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Sheepham Terrace was part of a square of houses, a developer's dream. Did it have planning permission?
I don't know.
And if you wanted planning permission, to whom would you apply?
The local council.
Exactly. And is it not true that there was a particular committee that handled planning permission at that time?
Yes.
And hadn't they already refused planning permission on the whole square in the past?
I don't know. I wasn't planning to change the use. They were dwellings.
I am surprised, Mr. Dawson. For is it not true that the chairman of that local authority planning committee was a Mr. Hawthorne, your backer, and did he not have considerable power over the committee at that time?
I don't know what you're getting at.
I think you do, Mr. Dawson. Once you had the full set, and once you and your backers had planning permission, it would be a license to print money.
No.
And the reason you have chosen to plead guilty to the indictment as charged is to prevent these other matters coming into the light of day and being pursued.
No.
Really, Mr. Dawson? Really?
The case of the Queen against Elliston will continue tomorrow in the Crown Court. Yesterday in Crown Court, Adam and John Elliston, solicitors, were charged with conspiracy to defraud the Dawson Trust Fund, which was under their charge for William Dawson's granddaughter, Susan. The first witness for the prosecution, Duncan Dawson, her uncle, has admitted taking part in the conspiracy.
Is your name Susan Palmer, née Dawson?
Yes.
And do you live with your husband at 17 River Drive, Fulchester?
Yes, I do.
There is no need to be worried by all this, Mrs. Palmer, and if you'd kindly speak up, we're some of us getting no younger.
Yes, yes, of course, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm obliged to you. Yes, Mr. Lansdowne.
Obliged, Your Honour. Your grandfather left the Dawson Trust Fund in whose trust and care?
Mr. John Elliston.
Solely in his care?
Yes.
Did you know the Ellistons?
They were friends. Oh, well, John, he was like a father when my father died. I'm sorry, it's seeing him there. Poor John.
Your compassion does you credit, Mrs. Palmer. So you know John Elliston. How well did you know Adam, his son?
Yes, I knew him. He used to come and play tennis with us in the summer. We had a tennis court.
Yes, quite so. So they were family friends, you could say.
Yes.
Trusted family friends.
Of course. John was our solicitor. He knew, well, everything about the family matters. Everything. My father and my grandfather, all the family dealt with them.
They were trusted?
Yes.
Were discreet?
They must have been.
So it would be something of a surprise to find them defrauding the trust set up specifically for you to receive on your marriage.
Yes. I was very, very angry when my husband told me what he thought. Well, I mean, trust is important,
Yes,
isn't it?
just answer my questions, Mrs. Palmer. Now, the trust was composed of what exactly?
There were some pictures, some huge Victorian farmyard scenes, not very pretty, and some silver plate, a folio of shares, and the terrace of houses in Sheepham Terrace.
And the terrace was still in the trust when you came into it?
No, of course it wasn't. It had been sold. I thought that...
Yes, it had been sold, precisely. And for how much?
In the trust? £125,000.
Considerable sum.
Oh, well, it was worth a lot more than that.
How much more?
My husband said it was worth at least £175,000. I asked John Elliston, about it. He was rather evasive. He didn't want to talk. He suggested that as I was, well, not used to business, I didn't really understand.
And there was only £125,000 in the trust in place of the terrace of houses?
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Palmer.
Mrs. Palmer, the trust was left in the care of Mr. Elliston.
Yes.
Your grandfather clearly trusted him.
Yes.
Did you?
They were family friends, I said.
You knew Adam Elliston?
Yes, I played tennis with him. They were always about the house. They were friends, I told you.
Did you like him?
Yes.
Trust him?
Yes.
Had he ever cheated you?
No.
Had his father?
No.
Yet you claim they have defrauded you of £50,000. Why? Why do you claim that?
Because that's what my husband said it was worth. £175,000. That's what it was worth in his view.
How old were you at the time, in 1974?
14.
Had you ever seen the property in question?
No.
Or photographs of it?
No.
Or ever even hear of its existence before the trust was handed over to you at the time of your marriage to Mr. Palmer?
No, I suppose I didn't...
Yet you are willing to say that you have been defrauded of £50,000 by an old family friend, a man who is almost a father. Why?
My husband said we should, that they had defrauded us.
And he is an expert.
Well, he is an estate agent. He
Does
does
he
know the value of...
Mr. Elliston?
No.
Or Adam, with whom you played tennis?
No.
So, just because he says they defrauded the trust, without knowing the property, the background, or the market at the time, you are willing to stand here and say they have defrauded you?
Yes. My uncle is not a liar.
The jury has seen your uncle giving evidence.
Who bought the terrace?
My uncle.
He cheated the fund.
Yes.
Are you annoyed by that?
He explained why he was so desperate. He explained all of it to me. He was pushed into the deal. It wasn't really his fault. Not really his fault. And Adam Elliston and his father just pushed and pushed and pushed him into it.
I object.
I agree. There is no way, members of the jury, in which Mrs. Palmer can know what was in the minds of the Ellistons, father and son. Nor can she know if her uncle was pushed to act as he did. That is what we are here to discover. Yes, Mr. Lansdowne.
No further questions, Your Honour. I call Jack Andrews. Mr. Andrews, you work as an estate agent in Fulchester.
Yes, that's right.
For how long?
Man and boy.
For how long?
Well, 20 years.
Through the boom of the 70s?
Well, the slump more like. After 74. A lot of people caught colds after 74. A lot of people fell on their faces after that. Oh, the real boom was the late 60s. Everyone made a few bob then.
Yes, just the questions, please, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to help. I'm just trying to fill in the background, if you know what I mean.
You're not buying a house, Mr. Andrews.
Right, sorry.
Do you know Sheepham Terrace?
Yes?
Did you know it in 1974?
Oh, of course I knew it then. Very desirable, if battered dwellings, yeah. Tried to get it myself a few times. Never could find the owner. Worth a few quid, that lot.
How much at that time?
Oh, 175,000 maybe. Up to a maximum of 200,000, I suppose. You still have made a profit if you'd had the full set. That's the access road and the block
Yes, I
round.
think the court understands the word full set, Mr. Andrews. £175,000.
Yeah.
So anyone who accepted, say, £150,000 would be foolish.
Oh, it would have been, yes. I'd have upped it myself in those days.
Or £125,000?
Now you're playing the wag.
I can assure you I'm not playing the wag, Mr. Andrews. So if they'd been sold for £125,000, what would that be, in your opinion?
Bloody robbery.
Sir Lansdowne, will you tell your witness that we will not allow that sort of language in our court?
I'm sorry, Your Honour. It won't happen again. No further questions.
Do you know the condition of the properties when they were sold?
Yeah, well, all those properties were a bit iffy. I remember them quite well as it happened.
Iffy? Could you explain?
Oh, well, in need of refurbishing.
How much refurbishing?
Oh, quite a lot to get them up to standard.
And what would that have cost?
I don't know. I do know that if I'd spent 125,000 on them, I reckon I'd got a bargain, whatever it cost to get them up to standard. It was a giveaway.
If they were going to be used for ordinary accommodation. But if, on the other hand, they were going to be knocked down and the site turned over for further development, and if that site was found to be dangerously subsiding, would the bargain have been so good?
I don't know about that.
No. Thank you.
I call Stanley Crundle.
Yes, I was clerk to the firm for 25 years.
Did you know Adam Elliston before he joined the firm?
Of course. He was my principal's son. Of course I knew him.
Were you pleased he was joining the firm?
I must object, Your Honour. My learned friend knows I take exception to the evidence which I think is about to be presented.
On what grounds, Miss Bryant?
On the grounds, Your Honour, that its prejudicial effect outweighs any probative value it may have.
Let us wait and see, Miss Bryant. Mr. Lansdowne?
Were you pleased that Adam Elliston was joining the firm?
To be honest, no.
Will you tell us why?
I didn't think his heart was in it, sir. I'd known him all his life. He's always a bit wild, I suppose, like the bright lights.
Not what might be expected in Fulchester.
That's exactly it, sir.
Well, go on, Mr. Crundle. You were concerned by his joining.
Well, sir, he would change the, what's the word, the image of the firm, sir. He had expensive ideas. He liked expensive cars. He was extravagant. He didn't want to bother with the day-to-day running of the office. He left that to his father. He ran with a flash set, I suppose you could say, sir.
I think so too, Miss Bryant. Plenty of people run with flash sets, Mr. Crundle. Mr. Lansdowne.
Your Honour, how should a solicitor present himself, Mr. Crundle?
Oh, well, sir, he should be quiet, restrained, dignified, a man to trust, sir.
And Adam Elliston?
He used to laugh at me and at his father. Old-fashioned fuddy-duddy ideas, he'd say. And now's the time to make a killing, he'd say.
In what way, Mr. Crundle?
Well, he was concerned with some property deals. We knew about some desirable properties, doing the conveyancing on some, and that sort of information could I suppose, be useful if you knew the right buyer.
I must object to this line of questioning, Your Honour.
Mr. Lansdowne?
Your Honour, I was merely trying to show that the accused was not naive when it came to dealing in property.
Miss Bryant?
Did Adam Elliston ever talk to you about his ideas?
He and his father often had rows about it, and about his ways. I'm afraid Mr. Elliston, his father, that is, rather doted on him.
You knew about the Dawson Trust?
Oh, bless you, yes. A fine family. They've not been well served.
Really? Why not?
Well, sir, sad, really. Old Mr. Dawson died, and his favourite son soon after, and that just left the old lady, Mrs. Philippa, and the daughter-in-law, and the granddaughter, Susan. The eldest son went off after a row, I heard.
The eldest son?
Yes, Duncan Dawson. Yeah.
He invested in property?
He speculated in it, yes.
Did he know about the trust fund?
No, sir, not the details. We were told to be discreet about the details. That was one of the reasons Duncan Dawson went away.
Could you enlarge on that, Mr. Crandall?
Well, Mr. William Dawson told me. He was very upset. He came into the office one day to see Mr. Elliston, and I happened to be there, and we always got on well. He was very upset indeed, I remember. He told me that he and his son had had a disagreement about the property and its disposition.
So the eldest son knew about the trust fund?
No, sir, as I say, not the details. They were only known to William Dawson and to our firm, sir.
Did Adam Elliston know by 1974?
Oh, yes, of course, he knew.
When did you leave the firm, Mr. Crandall?
25th September 1974.
You remember the date very clearly.
Yes, sir. I had my only argument with Mr. Elliston. I told him that I could not stay and let things go on the way they were, not without my saying my piece, sir. I had to consider my position.
Why?
Well, I had had charge of the fund, sir, only advising Mr. Elliston Sr. As to means of increasing its value, and then I'd been told that I was to no longer deal with the fund, sir.
You'd been told? Who told you? Who exactly?
Mr. John Elliston, sir. He called me into his office. His son was there. And, of course, I protested. I'd had the day-to-day handling of that fund ever since old Mr. Dawson set it up.
But it was handed over to Adam Elliston. When exactly?
Beginning of September 1974.
And you resigned on September the 25th. Why?
Well, sir, I had maintained my interest in the fund, and I saw that a major property in the fund had been sold to a company owned by Mr. Duncan Dawson. And he appeared to have paid only £125,000 for it. And I knew it to be worth a great deal more than that.
How did you know that?
It was my business to know, sir.
What did you do when you found out about this sale?
I went to see Mr. Elliston Sr.
And what did he say?
He didn't seem to be very well that day. He was very angry. I'd never had a cross word from him in 25 years, and yet he seemed to be very angry indeed.
Would you tell the court what transpired, please?
Well, he told me I had no business with the fund anymore and not to push my nose into things that were no concern of mine.
And so the fund was handed over to Adam Elliston, and within 25 days, the property was sold.
Yes.
By Adam Elliston.
He wasn't appointed trustee until his father retired. The father must have approved the sale.
Thank you, Mr. Crandall.
When he joined your firm, was Adam Elliston a young man?
Yes,
With a young man's tastes?
I suppose so, yes.
His contemporaries in Fulchester, did they have fast cars?
Yes,
Would you say he was ambitious?
yes, I suppose so.
In short, that he was a typical young man itching to pull the family firm into modern ways?
Suppose you could put it like that.
I do put it like that. Well?
I suppose so. Yes.
Now, Now, this car he insisted upon, was it a Rolls-Royce?
No,
A Bentley?
no. It was a sporty car. I don't know its name.
Oh, you don't know its name, and yet you claim it was very expensive. How long had you been with the firm when Adam Elliston joined?
Getting on for 25 years.
Oh, you might call yourself a fixture in a way.
I was loyal to the firm, yes.
You liked Mr. Elliston Sr.? You knew each other's ways?
Yes, we did.
You liked working in those ways?
Yes.
You were, in fact, well-suited?
Yes.
The practice was mainly country in its business.
Yes, ma'am.
Disputes over fences and land rights and straying cattle, conveyancing and wills and trusts, local stuff. Solid citizens with honest and clear-cut ways of making a living.
Exactly.
In fact, you could, with Mr. Elliston, have passed a very pleasant time in the office.
We had a routine, ma'am. It suited us. It suited the business.
But not Adam Elliston.
He was dissatisfied the day he was born, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sure you did your best to help him fit in.
It was my duty, ma'am.
Then why did you complain within 2 days of his arrival that he was overbearing, arrogant, and interfering with your ways of running the office?
Oh, I don't know that I...
Oh, well, Mr. Elliston Sr. remembers it very well, and I'm sure you, with your memory, do. I put it to you that you did not want Mr. Elliston Jr. in the firm at all.
I was willing to try, ma'am.
I put it to you that you were determined to put everything in his way to stop him settling.
Oh, no. No.
I put it to you, Mr. Crundle, that far from being loyal to him and his father, you had made a very pleasant niche for yourself in that office, and you thought the incomer might queer your pitch.
I really don't know what you mean.
That he might sweep through your office with his new broom and change things in ways you did not want.
Mr. Elliston and I had developed a way of working together.
And reasonably enough, you felt, well, threatened by this whirlwind. It is hardly pleasant to be called old-fashioned and fuddy-duddy, is it?
No, it isn't.
And you didn't like it?
No. No, I didn't. Our old-fashioned fuddy-duddy ways suited us.
But Adam Elliston had the position and the power to make changes. You were not exactly loyal to him, were you? You were not exactly loyal to him.
No.
Now, you said he was dabbling in some property deals. Did Adam Elliston do any deals directly with Duncan Dawson?
Not that I know of.
Can
Not
you
at
tell the
that time.
court? I'm sorry?
Not at that time.
Well, can you tell the court of one instance when Adam Elliston used information that he had to his own advantage illegally? Well?
Not exactly, no.
You said you knew Dawson Sr. professionally.
Yes.
Yet you claim he told you all about a disagreement he'd had with his eldest son over an inheritance.
Yes.
Well, the Dawson family, you've already told us, was very loyal. Why should the old man tell you intimate details of a family matter?
He knew me, of course. I was in the office.
Did he tell you directly about the disagreement?
He was very upset.
Did he tell you directly about the disagreement? Please answer my question, Mr. Crundle. Just the question, please. We will draw our own conclusions.
I don't know. It's a long time back.
Did you protest when the trust fund was handed over to Adam Elliston?
Yes, I did.
Why? He would, after all, be subject to his father's discretion, could only advise. The obligation was to use their best endeavours to make a profit, nothing more. Why object, Mr. Crundle?
I had the experience and the skill to give my particular advice.
I put it to you, Mr. Crundle, that you wanted a test of relative strengths, and that when you complained to your employer, you expected him to back you and not his son.
Not true.
That you expected him to hand back the trust fund to your care.
No.
And that you determined thereafter to seek ways to show up Adam Elliston as an incompetent or worse. Revenge, in fact, for your removal as an influence on the older partner.
Not true. I was loyal to the father.
But not to the firm, Mr. Crundle. You complained to the father about the sale of the property.
Well, it was my duty to...
Your duty, Mr. Crundle, was to mind those parts of the business that were in your care.
I was concerned because I knew that the property had been sold to Mr. Adams' friend, Mr. Dawson, and that he had already been offered and accepted a directorship in one of Mr. Dawson's companies.
You thought this unsuitable?
I thought it was indiscreet.
Will you tell the court why?
Mr. Dawson was known to me. He was known to a lot of people in the town.
Yes?
He was, well, I wouldn't have liked to accept too much of his business.
Did you trust him?
No.
Did you warn Adam Elliston against accepting the directorship?
Not in so many words. I made it clear that he was a man on the make, a speculator.
What did you do about it, Mr. Crundle?
I mentioned it to Mr. Elliston Sr.
You say that Mr. Dawson did not know about the exact composition of the trust fund.
He can't have done. Not when the old man died, nor after that. Not until he was concerned himself with buying the property.
You're sure?
I know I was discreet, and I know that Mr. Elliston Sr. would have been.
You are sure Mr. Duncan Dawson knew nothing?
Absolutely.
Were you there when the Dawsons had their disagreement over the distribution of the property?
No, ma'am.
Did you hear their conversation?
No.
Well, you see, Mr. Crundle, Mr. Dawson may well have told his son things he did not tell you. It is possible, isn't it?
Ma'am?
So Duncan Dawson may have heard what was in the trust fund long, long ago, long before he approached the Ellisons. He might have known. He could have known. It is surely reasonable for a father to tell his eldest son.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Crundle.
But I'm sure
Thank you, Mr. Crundle.
Mr. Lansdowne, do you wish to re-examine? I ask only because we will shortly adjourn for the day.
Briefly, Your Honour.
Very well.
When did Adam Elliston get his directorship in Dawson's company?
May 1974.
And the property was sold when?
September 74.
When you left your firm, you resigned, Mr. Crundle.
Yes.
Why?
A difference of opinion about the law, about what was done.
Why did you not report your suspicions to other authorities?
Because I did not want Mr. Elliston Sr. to get into trouble.
Misguided loyalty. But loyalty, nonetheless.
Yes, sir. There's not enough of it about in this world, sir. Loyalty. I didn't want to give evidence, not against my old friend. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
The case of the Queen against Elliston will be concluded tomorrow in the Crown Court. John Elliston and his son Adam, solicitors, are charged with conspiring to defraud the Dawson Trust Fund, set up for Susan Dawson by her grandfather. Her uncle Duncan has admitted the conspiracy charge and claims that he was drawn into the conspiracy to defraud his niece by the Ellistons.
Mr. Elliston, would you say you were a friendly sort of person?
I hope I am.
Not unkind.
Well, I don't kick dogs. Well, nor children, for that matter. I think I care about other people. Is that what you want?
I just want the truth and the answer to my questions, Mr. Elliston. Do you handle much of the load for the firm?
I handle all of it since my father retired.
And that entails you being in the office full time?
No, I have outside interests.
Business interests?
Yes, and social.
Will you tell the court about those other interests, Mr. Elliston?
Well, I sit on the local parish council. I'm very concerned about the state of our local church buildings. I work for a number of local charities. I suppose, in a way, my professional advice is useful to them.
As it was to Mr. Dawson?
I suppose so. I had another reason for giving Mr. Dawson professional advice.
What reason?
I wanted to make sure he trusted me. You see, I'd only just joined my father's firm at the time. Well, it's not always easy, is it? Father and son, all that. I wanted to make a good impression, I suppose. I began to check through the various commitments that our firm had.
With your father's approval?
Oh, yes.
And with the help of Mr. Crundle, your father's old clerk?
Not exactly, no. He was obstructive, very. Well, he was old-fashioned, I suppose, kept me away from certain areas.
Now, your research has led you to believe that the trust fund that
No,
you
my father was trustee. He administered all of it, including Sheepham Terrace.
Go on.
Well, Sheepham Terrace was the fourth side of a square. I asked a few friends, and they felt sure that with the right kind of permissions, it would be an ideal site for takeover or development.
Was there planning permission on that site?
No, not at the time. I tried to get it, of course.
And you were turned down?
Mr. Hawthorne, the chairman of the planning committee, appeared to be against the idea.
Oh, yes, of course. You were refused outline consent to build on the site.
Yes. I had made it my business to find out who owned the property on the other three sides of the square.
And who owned it?
Dawson.
And did you tell Mr. Dawson that you held the property that he might want?
No. My father had put the day-to-day handlings of that trust in Mr. Crundle's hands, who was not really interested in any suggestions that might rock the boat. My father wasn't interested either at that stage, but banks, insurance companies, and the rest would all pay for property speculation. Recklessly, in my father's opinion.
So all you had to do was to wait for Mr. Dawson to make his approach?
I admit I worked on it.
Oh, tell the court what you mean by that.
I wanted him to be friendly. I wanted to get close to him. You see, I had means of showing my father that I was no fool and worth a partnership. He had his doubts at the time. It was an opportunity, and it took time to organize.
Go on.
My father had already suggested to Mr. Dawson that I should take over a junior directorship in one of his firms. He agreed. Well, it was the beginning.
So you gained the confidence of Mr. Dawson?
I gained a place on his board in May 1974.
And did he make an offer to you?
Yes.
Immediately?
No. In September, he asked to see my father and myself.
Where?
Somewhere discreet, he said. A small hotel out on the Doncaster Road.
What happened at this meeting?
He was with Mr. Hawthorne. They'd apparently met over a drink, a casual meeting. Dawson asked me point blank if we still looked after the Dawson Trust and if Sheepham Terrace was still a part of it.
Dawson asked this, not Mr. Hawthorne, who is still chairman of the planning committee.
No, Mr. Hawthorne had no part of it. I told you. It seemed merely coincidence. I didn't think about it then.
Go on.
Well, my father was not interested and said as much.
He was reluctant to sell.
Well, he continued to be.
And what did you do?
Well, I couldn't sell the terrace as my father was trustee. I had to persuade my father. You see, I wanted to sell at the price Dawson was offering.
Which was?
£125,000.
Oh, but the market price for that property, as we've already heard, was £175,000.
Yes, if all things had been equal.
If all things had been equal?
You see, I was sure I could sell that property for £175,000 to £200,000 until I had the preliminary verbal survey done. Well, the whole site was liable to subsidence. Any large buildings on that site would have to be shored up at a great cost.
Let me get this clear. You knew the site was subsiding.
Oh, yes.
You also knew that there was no chance of planning permission over the whole area.
Well, that's right. I'd been refused even outline permission.
So why would Dawson want to buy?
At first, I thought it was because he was jumping the gun. You see, Dawson wanted the whole site lock, stock, and barrel. And if he hadn't bothered to check or to take into account the subsidence, I wasn't going to argue. He phoned me 2 days later after that meeting and pushed. I'd persuaded my father to let me deal with the terrace by this time.
Would you have bought that terrace?
Not the terrace nor the other properties. But you see, that was a time when speed was the essence of any contract. Signature on the bottom line or the deal had faded away. You'd lost it.
So you sold him the property, after advertising in the usual way?
Yes, my father sold the property for the trust, yes.
At the price Dawson suggested?
We haggled.
You sold him the property at a fair price considering the condition and the state of the market?
Well, to be honest, the trust did rather better than it should have.
Will you explain that?
Well, in the survey's opinion, it was worth only £90,000 top price. Considering its condition, the Dawson Trust cleared £35,000 more than the property was truly worth.
Thank you, Mr. Elliston.
Are you an honest man, Mr. Elliston?
I think so, yes.
Did you know that the property at Sheepham Terrace was subject to subsidence?
Well, after the survey, yes.
Did you tell the potential purchaser?
You know I didn't.
And yet you regard yourself as an honest man.
We sold for the Dawson Trust a property for the best price we could obtain. That was our duty.
Did you work for Dawson?
I'd done some conveyancing work, yes.
And at that time, weren't you also a director of one of his companies?
Well, I was a director of a number of companies. I still am. Solicitors often
Yes, just
are.
answer my questions, please, Mr. Elliston. Were you not a director of one of his companies at that time?
Yes, I was.
And you knew he wanted, I may say needed, Sheepham Terrace to complete a deal?
No, clearly, if he owned the other 3 sides of the square and there could be a development, he would want it, yes.
You approached him?
No, I told you. I had been told there could be no planning consent. There seemed little point in chasing him.
I put it to you that you told him he could have the terrace, providing he agreed to certain arrangements.
No.
£50,000 in cash does not appear in the trust fund, Mr. Elliston.
Because it was never paid. Not to me nor my father. That would have been bribery, Mr. Lansdowne.
You are an extravagant man, Mr. Elliston.
I don't think so. Well, I spend money, yes. I earn it, I spend it.
Extravagantly?
Well, that depends on where you stand, doesn't it? I mean, I'd say I was extremely careful. You might say that I was extravagant.
Well, you lived well above your means at that time. You ran an expensive car. You wined and dined expensively.
Well, clients, they expected it.
You owed money. You owed a considerable sum of money.
I had a large overdraft, yes. I still have. Don't you?
At that time, how much did you owe?
Oh, a few thousand.
A few thousand, what? 3,000? 5,000? 6,000?
11,000 about.
£11,000 in 1974 for a young man who has just joined his father's firm? That seems to me to reek of extravagance, Mr. Elliston.
Does it?
Dawson could be your salvation. All your debts would be paid off. Everyone gains, except Susan Dawson, who is defrauded by your conspiracy.
Dawson approached me.
I suggest that you persuaded your father to sell the property for less than its real value at that time, and that you used your surveyor's report to pressure him into the sale. It put £50,000 in cash into your pocket.
I received no cash from anyone.
There is a bank statement to prove that Mr. Dawson took £50,000 in cash out of the bank as a loan.
I saw none of it. You see, I thought I'd stitched up Dawson. I was wrong. He double-bluffed me, in fact. 6 months later, when I found out the truth, I resigned from his company.
Your verbal survey, who did it?
A friend of mine.
Quite, yes, a friend who would no doubt be willing to swear that black was white. Where is this friend?
He died 3 years ago.
Of course. I suggest that you betrayed your trust, Mr. Elliston, and that you no doubt led your father by the nose to betray his.
Not true.
I put it to you that you betrayed not only the trust and those who stood to benefit from it, but that you also betrayed your father and gained £50,000 in cash at a time when you desperately needed money.
I did not betray anyone.
Mr. Elliston, you resigned from the board of Dawson's company 6 months after the sale of the property. Now, why?
I discovered that the whole area had been given planning permission. That the whole square, including Sheepham Terrace, was to be sold to a developer for a vast sum of money.
You had been refused permission on Sheepham Terrace, yet your client Dawson had obtained it. Can you say how?
Yes. Mr. Hawthorne was involved. He put the money up for Dawson to buy. You see, Dawson was just a front for Hawthorne. Hawthorne was the chairman of the right committee, had pull. It was a huge fiddle. They stood to make millions and did, no doubt. I left.
And you said nothing to anyone?
Well, I couldn't prove anything, nothing on paper at the time.
What is the most important thing in the world to your father?
But after his family?
Yes.
Well, he was always saying to me, I was just a child, I suppose, if you don't have integrity, don't be a solicitor. Trust is all, and loyalty to the law. I think he always believed that. Still does.
Could anyone have persuaded him otherwise?
Never.
Thank you. No further questions. I call Philippa Dawson. You are the mother of Duncan Dawson.
Yes, I am.
And you have known the defendants for some time.
I've known John Elliston since we were children. He and my late husband were at school and university together. I've known him all that time, and I've never once known him to do a wrong thing. Never.
No, quite. And his son?
Well, I've known him since he was born.
In what capacity have you known them?
Well, in the case of John Elliston, as a friend first, then as family solicitor. In the case of Adam, his son, as a family friend, someone who came to our house regularly, made up tennis parties, and finally took over family matters.
Efficiently?
Very.
Now, did they both know the contents of the trust fund set up by your late husband for your granddaughter, Susan?
Well, of course they did. They had the administration of it.
Did anyone else know the composition?
I did.
Anyone else?
My husband was a fair man. He knew our son, Duncan, would be put out by the fund. He discussed it with him. Early in their lives, he had settled an equal share on our sons of what he was going to leave them. Duncan continued to sponge on his father even after that.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Dawson. Could you explain?
Of course. My husband was a reasonably rich man. Not real money, not old money. Only what he'd earned by his own labor. He was proud of that. Well, Duncan had spent money since his days at prep school. He bought his friends and then began to misuse them, led them into scrapes and escapades for which they bore the blame, and he came clear away. It was a habit he had and never lost.
I must object, Your Honour.
Mrs. Dawson, you must be careful not to introduce matters that have not been brought before the court.
I beg your pardon. I was under the impression people wanted the truth here.
Oh, indeed we do. Please continue, Mrs. Dawson.
Well, the fact is, Duncan Dawson, my son, had the effrontery to demand from his father still more money.
Did your son know the content of the trust fund?
I tried to stop the worst rows. Father and son at each other like terrier at a rat. It was fearful, fearful. He said, he swore his brother had the child in order to get more than his fair share of the estate, his father's estate as it was then.
Mrs. Dawson, I'm sorry, but did Duncan know the contents of the trust fund?
I'm sure Duncan knew what was in the fund. Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Dawson.
You must find this a trying experience, Mrs. Dawson.
I do not relish it, no. I do not shirk it either. I happen to believe in friendship.
Yes, I'm sure we all applaud you for that. How well do you know John Elliston?
I've already told your friend. I've known him since I was a child.
Yes, longer than you knew your husband.
Yes.
How well did you know him?
Very well.
Were you not engaged to him at one time?
Yes.
You didn't tell my learned friend that.
She did not ask. Perhaps, sir, she had better manners than you appear to have. I was engaged
Thank you,
to
Mrs. Dawson. I've got one more
I
question
will
to ask.
finish, sir.
Please, Mrs. Dawson, please do. You brought this on yourself, Miss Lansdowne.
I was engaged to John Elliston until I fell in love with my late husband. John knew, my dear husband, knew I could never love him in the same way. John Elliston is an honorable man, sir. He released me. We have been friends for a very long time. Maybe friendship is in some ways more valuable than family. In some ways, it is what I have found to be the case.
One more question, Mrs. Dawson. Your son knew the content of the trust fund?
My husband was a fair man. He felt he must tell Duncan where he stood.
Yes, but did Duncan know the content of the trust fund?
My husband told me what he was going to say.
Did you hear your husband tell Duncan. Please answer the question. Did you hear the conversation?
No. The
Thank
room
you,
was in
Mrs.
another
Dawson.
No further questions, Your Honour. I call John Elliston. Mr. Elliston, you were sole trustee with discretionary powers.
Yes.
Will you tell the court what those powers were?
And could your witness please speak up, Miss Bryant?
I'm sorry, Your Honour. I'm afraid I don't find this very easy.
No, I'm sure. But you, of all people, must know what you have or have not to fear, Mr. Elliston. If I cannot hear, and the jury cannot hear. Yes, Miss Bryant.
Discretionary powers, Mr. Elliston.
The trust, the Dawson Trust, was entrusted to me, and I was given the power to use the various elements of the trust at my discretion in order to increase its value.
Thank you. Was this usual?
Yes. Well, not unusual.
And who looked after the day-to-day business of the trust?
My clerk, Mr. Crundle, would sometimes suggest we did this or that with the fund.
Could he do anything with the fund on his own?
My dear Miss Bryant, no, he could not.
Why not?
Well, because I was given the trust. I held the trust. It was my trust.
So Mr. Crundle could only suggest?
Yes.
And did he very often suggest anything?
No, I'm afraid he's a very conservative man.
Did you use your discretionary powers very much in the case of the Dawson Trust?
No.
Never?
Only once. Apart from selling some shares in 1965, we made a small trading profit, about 3,000. I'm sorry. Not until 1974.
And then?
My son Adam had joined the firm then. He was, well, frankly, he was ambitious. More ambitious, I suppose, than I was. But he was eager to learn, eager to work, eager to push and thrust his way into the business. I liked that.
Did Mr. Crundle?
He felt, I think, threatened.
Enough to complain when you let Adam take over the day-to-day responsibility of the Dawson Trust and other trusts?
Yes, he complained.
And did you listen?
Oh, yes, of course I listened. Mr. Crundle and I were old friends. I listened.
And did what?
Adam wanted to sell the property that constituted the main part of the trust fund. He had a buyer. He told me the price. We discussed it. I agreed with my son.
And he sold the property?
No.
I'm sorry, I thought you said
He
that...
had no rights to sell any part of that property. I had the rights. I was sole trustee. I agreed with him, and I sold the property.
To whom?
Mr. Dawson.
For how much?
£125,000.
And the £50,000 cash?
There was no cash. We received no cash from anyone for that sale, I assure you.
Thank you, Mr. Elliston.
Mr. Elliston, you and your son have always been close.
We're father and son, sir. It is not the easiest of relationships.
But you are close.
Yes, now.
In 1974, when he joined your firm?
It was the fulfillment of an ambition, I suppose. A dream. I stepped in my father's shoes, my son stepping into mine. It was something to be proud of, I suppose.
Indeed, Mr. Elliston, indeed. But did he come up to expectations?
I felt he was over-ambitious, making his way, I suppose.
And extravagant?
He was young.
And ruthless, even?
I don't think ruthless, Mr. Lansdowne.
I put it to you that he was ruthless, Mr. Elliston. Ruthless enough to approach Dawson. Ruthless enough to offer him a property he had no right to offer. And ruthless enough to pressure you into letting the sale go forward.
No.
Because if it did not go forward, Mr. Elliston, your son's debts would have been called in. A solicitor in debt. That would have caused acute embarrassment. To what lengths would you go to protect your son, Mr. Elliston?
I would go to any lengths. I had no
You would
reason
go to any lengths? You would go to any lengths to protect your son? Please tell the court, Mr. Elliston.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you inveigle Mr. Dawson into a conspiracy?
No.
Did you and your son intend to defraud the Dawson Trust?
How could I? I was trustee. I did not betray trust, Miss Bryant. Never.
Thank you, Mr. Elliston. No further questions.
The case against Adam Elliston and his father, John Elliston, rests on two vital issues. Did they approach Duncan Dawson to conspire with them to sell the property to the detriment of the trust fund? And did they, by so doing, gain personally by that conspiracy? Solicitors, as officers of the court, have a particular responsibility to uphold the letter and the spirit of the law. Now, you may feel that Adam Elliston led Dawson by the nose, but so long as he did not do so illegally, then he cannot be guilty of conspiracy to defraud. Here, in this place, we are not concerned with moral issues. You may believe that the trust fund gained more from the sale than it would have done had the property been sold at its true value, and that the Ellistons discharged their duty to the trust. Do not be afraid to separate the defendants if the evidence should fall against one of them and not against the other. For the defendants to be held guilty of this offence, you must believe beyond any reasonable doubt that they did jointly or severally conspire to defraud the trust fund. Remember, you must look at the case of each of them separately and return a separate verdict in each case. Will you now retire, elect a foreman to speak for you, and consider your verdict?
All stand. The defendants will stand. Members of the jury, will your foreperson please stand? Please answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict upon which you're all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the defendant Adam Peter Elliston guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Do you find the defendant John Michael Elliston guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Adam Peter Elliston, you have ruthlessly exploited your professional position by this flagrant and dishonest breach of trust. The minimum sentence I can pass on you is 2 years imprisonment. John Michael Elliston, you are free to go.